A comfortable place to lay down. We're going to start laying down today. But as you get there, if you have a pillow, and like this is the pillow off my couch, so it can be a pillow off your couch, it can be a pillow off your bed, or you can even roll up a towel or use a blanket. Just think that you want something with or like a sweatshirt with just like at least a little bit of cushion to just lift up a little bit. So definitely have that. And then any other levels of support that you might want. So maybe that means you're taking more than one pillow, maybe you're taking more than one blanket, but just having everything kind of within hand's reach as you come to lay down. So you'll come to lay onto your back, whether that's on the ground or on your bed or wherever you're at today. And again, just setting those props up, blankets, pillows, whatever it might be, just within hand's reach, so you don't have to use too much effort when we actually want to use them. And then when we first get here, I'll invite you to find a comfortable position with the arms and the legs. So you might move around a little bit at first. You may just settle right into stillness. And as we start to settle into our practice this afternoon, just remembering that our yin practice is slow, it's holding, it's breathing, and it's really just about observing and noticing the sensations as opposed to trying to get our body into a certain shape. So I'll always offer modifications and ways to shift the pose to find a comfortable space in your body today. Just beginning to settle in where you are. And you may notice sounds in the space around you, whether that's in the room that you're in right now, or in the room next to you, or out in the hallway or on the street. Just kind of tuning in with what those sounds are, those things that might feel like distractions. Kids playing, cars, the TV, someone on another Zoom meeting. And just inviting that into your practice today, just allowing it to be the space around you. Recognizing it, being aware of it. And remembering that you can't control it. Just allowing it to be a part of your practice. And when you feel ready, start to check in with your body. Check in with your fingers and your toes. Relaxing your jaw and the muscles of your face. And begin to notice your breath. Just feel the air move in and out. Noticing how the breath moves around your body today. And taking a few more moments here as we settle into our practice today. Find one more breath here. And you can start to invite just a little bit of movement. Maybe just gently rocking the knees, wiggling the fingers. And we'll all meet with our legs straight out in front of us. So if they were already there, that's fine. You can stay there. If they were bent, just kind of feel them lengthen out. And really just try to take up a lot of space. So you might take the feet wider. You can spread your arms wide. Think like a starfish. If, as we settle into this, there's any added pressure in the lower back that's really uncomfortable for you today, you can always place one of your props underneath each thigh. And that will help. That can help release a little bit in the lower back if it's too much to be flat. If you did that and it's not working, then just go ahead and bend one knee and plant the foot on the floor. So you're just having one leg out at a time. And if you're taking that option, I'll let you know when to go to the other side. As you hold here, just allowing your body to soften and release into the shape a little bit more. And that little bit more might be 1%, it might be 5%. It might be 0.5%. It's normal if it feels like it's taking longer to let go, or if you just feel a little tighter or more tense. And as the weather gets colder, as you experience stress, a lot of that can present in the body. And just always being mindful and gentle with yourself as you move and as you hold. If you took the option to bend one leg, just go ahead and switch. If you've got both legs straight, you'll just stay where you are. Few more rounds of breath here. Taking one more full breath here, deep inhale and exhale. You'll slowly start to place both feet back on the ground. So if you had any props, you can just gently slide them out of the way. And when you first plant both feet on the ground, I encourage you to take any motion that feels good in your body. And then just start to reach your left arm up overhead. And you're going to roll onto your left side. So coming into a fetal position. We're actually going to pause in this fetal position. So you can always use an actual pillow for underneath your head instead of your arm. You can always place a pillow or a blanket in between the knees. I'm not going to hold here for too long, but think of it as a nice gentle pause. And if you really don't like lying on your side, you can always come back onto your back or even lay onto your belly. Or do something completely different. You may observe how or if the breath shifts at all as you change perspective. Just a couple more breaths here. And then we'll all roll all the way over onto your belly. You can turn one cheek to the mat. You can make a pillow with the hands. Again, you can keep using an actual pillow. You might even keep the knees bent when you arrive and just gently rock the feet and the hips from side to side. Another breath here. Moving really slowly and mindfully into each new position, into each new shape. And just start to bend your right knee and bring it all the way out to the side. So you're placing the inside of the leg onto the ground. You can keep the knee bent. You can keep the lower body down and lowered. You may turn your right cheek to the mat. So you're looking over the left shoulder. If the knee out to the side is too much for you today, you can always bring the knee a little bit closer to the body and almost as if you're trying to stack that right hip towards the left a little bit more. If you want it to go a little bit deeper, you might press the knee away from the body. And this one can often feel more subtle for some people, or it can feel like a lot. So just being really gentle with yourself. Last 2 rounds of breath here. Don't rush the breath, just moving at your own pace. Inhales and exhales. Nice and slow, start to bring the right leg to meet the left. You can pause between sides, or if you feel ready right away to just move to the other side, go ahead and bring your left knee out to the side. Your sides may feel different. If you had your gaze over the left shoulder for the first side, you can take your gaze over the right shoulder. You feel yourself getting pulled out of where you are. You can bring yourself back to your breath and just notice the inhale and the exhale. It's how you can bring yourself back. Last couple of breaths here. After your next breath, just slowly start to bring your left leg to meet your right. Again, if there's movement that your body craves, go ahead and find it. And bring your forehead back to the middle. And just start to prop yourself up onto your forearms. Coming into a Sphinx pose. So your elbows are about underneath your shoulders. Scoot this way. And they might be a little bit more forward of your body, but you don't want to be too far forward that you fall. You want to hold yourself up enough. And you can also actually take a pillow or a blanket and kind of prop it underneath your heart space. And that's actually a really great way to hold yourself up here. And at first, just let your chin drop to your chest. So you might feel like you're working harder than you want to be, and that's okay. And your legs can still be straight out in front of you. My feet are just propped up at the moment because I don't have a lot of space. So they're just hanging on a shelf. And then just let your chin come to your chest. Almost feel as if your heart is trying to drop between the shoulders a little bit. You're welcome to keep your head there, or you can start to lift the head up, just taking the neck to more of a neutral position. So that gaze might be down at your fingertips. We're not going to hold this position for too long just because it is more active. Just a couple more breaths. And slowly start to release the elbows, move the prop out from underneath you, and come all the way to lay down. And start to press yourself up into a tabletop position. So however it makes sense to get there. So you can roll to your side first. You can literally just press yourself up, but be really slow and mindful as you move. We're going to pause in this tabletop position and actually find a little gentle movement here. So you can stay on your palms or you can drop onto your forearms. And then just start to round the spine and move the spine. So it might look like cat-cow. There might be some side to side movement. There may be some circles. Two more rounds of breath, however you're moving. And again, you're not in a rush to take those 2 breaths. They're really intentional, really mindful. And after that last breath, you'll come into a seated position. So you can sit up on a pillow or a blanket. And a lot of times we'll start in a seated position or start more upright and then slowly bring ourselves back down. So today we're actually doing a little bit of the opposite. We started laying down and now we're in a seated position. So it's always good to kind of mix up our routines and our habits just to keep everything fresh. You decide where you want your legs to be. So they can be crossed. They can be straight out in front of you. You may even be in a chair. Those are all perfect options. And you can keep your gaze soft, your eyes closed, or just keep them open. Again, always finding the place where you feel most comfortable. And let's go ahead and just bring our fingertips down by the side. So if you're up on a chair, you can just let the arms dangle. And just start to walk the right hand over to the right and think that you're trying to create some space in the left side body. Now that left hand might just kind of hang by the left side, or it can just come onto the hip or maybe at the ribs, kind of just encouraging a little bit of extra space. You may send your breath into the left side body. Really feel as if that left lung is trying to fill all of the space in your rib cage. One more breath. And just slowly start to bring yourself up. Reach both arms up to the sky. You can take a little tiny lean from side to side. Just observe and notice. Release the arms down. Walk the left hand over to the left side and just creating more space on the right side. Breathing into the right side of your body. One more. And start to come all the way back up. You can stretch both arms tall. And release the arms down. Inviting any motion that feels okay here. Almost think like that cat-cow like we did when we were on our hands and our knees not too long ago. You're welcome to switch the position of the legs wherever they were. Maybe you changed which leg was in front. Maybe they were straight and now you crossed them. Maybe they were crossed and now you straighten them. Maybe you just want to stay where you are. That's also a perfect option. And just bring your hands in front of you, whether that's in front of your feet or at your legs. And just start to walk your hands forward. So I want you to just think like you're trying to round your spine and roll yourself over a snowball. And if a little bit of movement is what is feeling really good in your body today, here, wherever you are, feel free to take it. As you continue to feel yourself fold forward, you find that you start to have a little bit more space. You don't have to stay where you start. You can take it a little deeper, or if you feel like you've gone too far, you can back it up a little bit. Sometimes just because you feel like you can go a little bit further doesn't mean that you should. Last breath here. And slowly start to bring yourself all the way in and up. Your legs were crossed, just go ahead and extend them out in front of you. You can shake them out. And in your own way, in your own time, we'll start to make our way back onto our backs. So we'll slowly start to move towards our final Shavasana. But if you already know that you don't want to be totally on your back, you can kind of set yourself up near the couch or near a wall. So that way you've got the space to throw your legs up. Or you can always just be on your side, and you're welcome to kind of find that side lying position now and stay. Wherever you decide to go to end, tuck your knees into your chest. Just give yourself a really good hug. If you're on your back, you might even rock the hips a little bit, give the low back a gentle massage. And then start to set yourself up for your final Shavasana. So you may lay your legs out in front of you. You may come onto your side. You may throw your legs up onto the couch or a wall. I just encourage you to find a place where you feel like you can release the body and continue to release the body. And just using these last few minutes of class in complete and total gratitude for your practice today. Shavasana. Just slowly starting to invite some awareness back into the space. And starting to invite some awareness back into the body. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. Rolling out your wrists and your ankles. And rocking your head from side to side. Using the strength of your arms, stretching them up overhead. And just starting to roll onto one side. If your legs were up on something, just gently sliding them down. And when you feel ready, you can start to press yourself up, coming into a comfortable seat. And keeping the focus inside. Bringing your hands into your heart center, gently bow your head. Thank yourself for making it to your mat today, for your practice, for your energy, for your breath, and most importantly, for yourself. Namaste.